Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Sawyer Center inside on the campus of Southern Nazarene University for today's Great American Conference match featuring the visiting Ouachita Baptist Tigers against your SNU Crimson Storm. So after a quick midweek pit stop in Wichita Falls, Texas on Tuesday night, Southern Nazarene returns home to the Sawyer Center to resume Great American Conference play against Ouachita Baptist. The Crimson Storm have played 4 of their last 5 matches on the road heading into this weekend and now have 2 straight contests on their home floor. After their dominant 3-set win over East Central last Thursday night, SNU traveled to take on Midwestern State this week. They struggled to get going in that match. They dropped the first set but responded in a big way by taking the next 3 sets to win their second straight match. So in that 3-0 win over the Mustangs on Tuesday night, that was Southern Nazarene's second to last non-conference match of the 2019 season as they gear up for GAC play to close the year, before taking on non-conference Cameron later in the month here on the road in that matchup. The Crimson Storm have a favorable schedule to close the season as they play 6 matches on the road and 6 matches on their home floor in the Sawyer Center. Bailey Terang, one of the big highlights of this Crimson Storm volleyball team. She was dominant again on Tuesday night against Midwestern State. She tallied a game-high 18 kills to go along with 12 digs in that contest. She was one of 4 SNU attackers who recorded double-digit kills as Bailey Grimes, Kayla Thomas, and Grace Miracle all reached the mark as well. Setter Kylie Smith also added 55 assists in the match as she continues to get closer to that all-time career assist record. Something to keep an eye on as SNU closes their regular season out. Entering today, Bailey Terang is just 13 kills away from moving into 3rd all-time in school history in career kills. She currently sits at 1306 and looks to pass Lindy Carley, who's got 1318. She leads the GAC in kills with 215 on the season, and Kylie Smith continues to not only lead the conference in assists, but she currently ranks 1st in all of Division II with 758 on the season. So we got some exciting stuff here for you inside the Sawyer Center. And just before we get going here, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we'll give you starting lineups as well as first serve right here on the Storm Sports Network. Welcome back to the Storm Sports Network. Tanner Stiles here to bring you the call inside the Sawyer Center. It's Crimson Storm Volleyball. We're getting ready to gear up here inside the Sawyer Center. Real quickly, we'll give you the starting lineups. First for Ouachita Baptist, it's going to be Adriana Noli, Shannon Hogan, Timmy Fiega, Katie Camp, Emily Lowe, Riley Fielder, and at the libero is Lexi Castillo. For the Crimson Storm, it's Bailey Terang, Megan Ellis, Madeline Lynch, Bailey Grimes, Kylie Smith, Kayla Thomas, and at the libero is Logan Matthews. So the Tigers are going to be the first to serve here. We apologize for not getting the full picture in the camera. We're having to operate with a secondary camera this afternoon, so be here to get you on the call here. Fiega is serving. Smith going to start off setting Ellis on this left side, and she's going to get an early kill. So the Crimson Storm said come in on this game with a 2-game win streak. They've won 3 of their last 4. Their last home loss inside the Sawyer Center was back in late September as Ellis is serving. Here we go with the Tigers. They're going to set the right side, and that was going to be Emily Lowe, and she didn't quite get it up over the net. It's going to be a point for Crimson Storm. So a quick 2-0 lead here for – sorry, they're going to give that point to the Tigers as Castillo going to serve. As Smith going to set the right side and Kayla Thomas, and that's going to get down for a kill. There was some miscommunication there. The PA announcer said that the point was going to the Crimson Storm, but nonetheless, it's now 2-1. So 2-1 is our score. Thomas is serving here. Tigers going to set the left side over there. It's kept alive. They're going to go back over here on the side, and that's going to be a kill for Riley Fielder. Fielder, the 5'10 sophomore from Little Rock, Arkansas, picking up her first kill of the afternoon. So Katie Camp back to serve for Ouachita, the 5'9 senior from Plano, Texas. Smith going to set the left side. Bailey Terang kept alive. Great play by the Tigers on the defensive end. As SNU going to attack again. Terang gets down, and another great dig, that time by Katie Camp. As Ouachita keeping it alive. Smith attacks the backside. Castillo's there. On the left side, it's Cagle, and that's going to get down for a kill. So Abby Cagle picking up the kill for Ouachita Baptist, and they take their first lead of the afternoon at 3-2. So Tigers serving here, and that's going to be an ace as Madeline Lynch couldn't handle that serve on the back line. So the ace there for the Tigers, that is Katie Camp back serving. So the Tigers have come out with some energy here in the opening set inside the Sawyer Center. So Ellis going to set Terang, and her attack is going to go wide and out to the right. So that's 4 straight points now for Ouachita to begin this first set. We didn't mention it in pregame, but Ouachita comes in 9-7 on the season. SNU 13-6 as Smith sets Terang on the left side. Back in the back corner, nobody's there for the Tigers, and that's going to get down for a kill for Bailey Terang. Ouachita Baptist currently comes in to the game tied for second in the conference with a 4-1 record, while the Crimson Storm are jam-packed in the middle with 5 others at 3-2. So here's the Tigers set in the middle. That is number 7, Adriana Noli, the captain for the Tigers, and SNU unable to get in front of that one. So Joni Schneider comes in off the bench for the Tigers here. She'll be serving. Smith going to set the middle to Sunny Bachelet. It's kept alive. Tigers attack the right side, and it's going to go out of play. That was Tabitha Huckabee who couldn't get it down and play, and the point will go to the Crimson Storm. So Bailey Terang will come back to serve for the Crimson Storm, the senior from Corona, California. Leads the conference in kills on the season with 215. Tigers set the middle. That's Nully, and it's going to get just out of play. I thought it caught that sideline over there, but it did not. So Crimson Storm will pick up another point here, and looks like we're going to be in for a pretty good match here inside the Sawyer Center. Teams trading points early. As Terang sets to serve. Castillo handles it on the back end. Pushed over by Cagle, and that's going to get down for a kill. Logan Matthews couldn't get to it over there on the side. That was one of those plays where I don't think Logan thought there was going to be an attack. It was just going to be a pushed over, but nonetheless, the Tigers extend their lead back to 2 as Nolly goes back to serve. So Smith going to set the left side to Ellis, who pushes it over. The Tigers get it back over. That's going to go as a kill for Megan Ellis. So Logan Matthews back to serve for SNU now, the 5'5 sophomore from Norman, Oklahoma. Played quite a bit as a freshman last year. Now the full-time libero for SNU. Tigers set the right side here. It's going to be number 11, Tabitha Huckabee. And that's going to get down for a kill for the Tigers. So both these teams have traded points here early on in this first set. Tigers serving here. Smith sets the middle. Kayla Thomas, it's kept alive. Castillo going to set Katie Camp on the right side. Good dig by Bailey Terang. Back over to Sunny Bachelet on the right side, and that's going to be the first kill of the night for Sunny Bachelet. The 6'3 freshman from Ponca City who has seen some good minutes for the Crimson Storm on the season. Has not started yet, but she has come and off the bench to play this season. So here's the Tigers again. Camp on the left side. Her attack goes wide out the back, and the Crimson Storm, just like that, have tied the match. So SNU so far early on hitting .364 as a team through the first 16 points of the game. Head coach Kevin Ingram said that's going to be the focal point coming into this weekend was the offense, as Camp on the left side gets down for a kill. So the Crimson Storm, we mentioned, come in and they got a 5-2 record on the year inside the Sawyer Center. As the official checks something out over at the scores table. As we mentioned, this will be the first of 2 matches for the Crimson Storm here inside the Sawyer Center. Tomorrow morning at 11 a.m., they'll be back at it as Henderson State will be inside the Sawyer Center here on the Storm Sports Network. So we're back in action here as that's going to go down as an ace back there for number 10, Timmy Faiga, as Logan Matthews could not handle that serve. Faiga, the 5'5 freshman from Frisco, Texas. So Smith attacks the net, and the Tigers are going to win it. That's Emily Lowe at the net. So score is 10-8 as head coach Kevin Ingram will take a timeout. We'll take one with him early on in this first set. Tigers lead 10-8. Don't go with us. We'll be right back here on the Storm Sports Network. Welcome back inside the Sawyer Center here on the Storm Sports Network. We're here in the first set as right before break it was indicated that the Tigers picked up a point that was not added. So it's 11-8 they lead. As out of the timeout, Storm going to set the left side for Ellis, but the Tigers are right there. The attack in the middle from Emily Lowe is kept alive as Thomas attacks, and what a great dig by Faiga there to keep it alive. Tigers just going to push it over here. Now the Storm can attack. Smith to Thomas, tries to find the back corner, but it's going to go out of play. So SNU, like I said, the Tigers have done a great job so far on the defensive side of the net and not making it easy for SNU here. They lead 12-8 early on in this first set. Smith over to Ellis and kept alive, and here go the Tigers here. The dump off by Faiga is kept alive as Smith going to attack the back corner, and Castillo can't get there, and that's going to be the first kill of the match for setter Kylie Smith. So that'll put Megan Ellis back to serve for SNU, the 5'8 junior from Hereford, Texas, one of the leaders on this Crimson Storm team. Tigers set in the middle, and it catches that back line. That was a great attack there from the Tigers, catching the line, and their hitting percentage has now bumped up to over 300, and the Storms has dipped below 300 now. Tigers already with a couple aces as well in this first set. Smith going to set Thomas on the right side, and that gets down for a kill. Getting Kayla Thomas in rhythm for those so hard to defend. As Thomas will go back to serve for SNU, the 5'11 junior from New Braunfels, Texas. As Ouachita pushes it over, Smith setting Terang on the left side, and that gets down for a kill. So the SNU Crimson Storm offense just trying to get in rhythm here in this first set. There's been a couple of lead changes already, but for the most part, Ouachita has stayed in front for most of the way. Thomas serving for SNU. Tigers set the middle. Captain Nolly. And they're going to give that point to SNU. Adriana Nolly did not get that down. So just like that, the Crimson Storm have fought their way back, and now just 1 point down to the Tigers. Nolly just going to push it back as Smith sets Terang on the left side. Castillo with a good dig. And the Tigers going to have to push it over. Smith to Terang. Castillo's right there. Faiga over to the left side. Smith attacks the back corner. Continued to keep alive there. Smith in the middle. It's number 11, and that's Bailey Grimes for SNU. The 5'10 sophomore from Baton Rouge. Evens the match at 13, and with that, head coach Allison Frizzle-Kaiser will call a timeout. We'll take one with him. Here early in the first set, it's 13-13 here on the Storm Sports Network. Don't go anywhere. We're back here on the Storm Sports Network inside the Sawyer Center, SNU. Right before that timeout, even the match here at 13 apiece. It's Kayla Thomas now her fourth consecutive serve here as Tigers looking back to get back in rhythm here, and they're going to get a point here, a kill from Adriana Nolly as the block attempt did not get down and play for SNU. As Katie Camp steps back to serve for the Tigers. Smith sets this left side with Terang. Tigers keeping it alive here. Castillo now pushed over by Camp. And that's going to get down and for a kill there. Grimes couldn't corral it. And Ouachita retakes another lead here, now up by 2, as pretty even across the board in terms of kills. A host with 2 for both sides. Terang on the left side, and that's a block at the net from the Tigers from Katie Camp. It's going to be the first block of the game from either side. Terang just could not get it over 5'9" Camp. So Tigers take a 3-point lead here. Terang again. They corral it this time. Tigers set the middle with Nolly, and that gets down in the back corner. So just like that, the Tigers come out of the timeout with 4 straight points here. This is now their largest lead of this first set. And head coach Kevin Ingram is going to talk it over. We'll take a quick break. Ouachita Baptist leads 17-13 in set number 1 here on the Storm Sports Network. Back here inside the Sawyer Center as Ouachita has opened up its biggest lead of this first set, and SNU trying to keep in range here to try to make this interesting, as Smith going to set the left side here, and that just – it was a difficult position for Smith to get over to set that one, and as a result, the Tigers are going to pick up the point here. 18-13, as they are very much in the driver's seat of taking this first set here. As Smith going to set the left side with Terang. And that's going to get down for a kill as Katie Camp can't corral it. So 18-14 as Sonny Bachelet checks back in for SNU. As SNU, like we said, just trying to keep in rhythm here. And Smith, that's going to be an error on the serve there for the Crimson Storm. They've had a couple of attacking errors here in this first set. First service error of the game. They've given up 2 aces. Hitting percentage now low 200s for the Crimson Storm. Ouachita still hitting over 300 as a team. In the middle there, good little combo attack from Bachelet and Grimes. Grimes is going to be the one that picks up the kill for SNU as Bailey Terang goes back to serve here. And we'll see now as if SNU can kind of get some momentum back and get right back in this set. Castillo corrals the serve. Tigers set Nolly in the middle, and that's going to get down for a kill. Nolly leads the way for the Tigers with 4 kills so far in this first set. As Smith sets Ellis on this left side here, corralled by Camp. Tigers set the right side. Matthews is right there. Back to Bachelet on the right. Katie Camp's been all over the place on the defensive side, but nonetheless, that one's going to get down for a point for the Crimson Storm. So, yeah, Castillo leads the way with 5 digs for the Tigers, and Camp is right behind her. Now that was the 5th dig for Camp. Logan Matthews serving for SNU. They set the middle, the Tigers, and that is going to be Emily Lowe, the 6'1 sophomore from Austin, Texas, picking up the kill as the Tigers inch closer to taking this first set here inside the Sawyer Center. As we mentioned, the Tigers come in with a 9-7 record on the season. They won their last match coming into this one. Bachelet on the right side, corralled by Castillo. Back over to Camp. Terang with the dig. Back to Bachelet. Down for the kill. Sunny Bachelet. Her second kill of the afternoon here. And maybe that's what the spark they're going to need as number 10, Madeline Lynch, comes back to serve for SNU. So here's the Tigers. They set the left side with Camp, who punches it over. Smith to Thomas. Down for the kill, Kayla Thomas. The Crimson Storm trying to inch their way back. They trail 21-18 here in this first set. As Madeline Lynch still serving for SNU. Here's the Tigers. They set the middle. And that's going to be out of play as Emily Lowe could not get that one to find the back corner. And just like that, the Storm have inched their way back. They trail 21-19. Tigers are going to take a timeout, and we'll take one with them. We'll be right back here on the Storm Sports Network. Back here on the Storm Sports Network, we're still in set number 1. Both teams have used all their timeouts here in this opening set. It's been a good one, back and forth, as SNU trying to get back in it. And a near ace there from Lynch as Tigers attack here. Smith sets Ellis, kept alive by the Tigers, and they're going to set Camp on the left side. And what a dig by Logan Matthews. Ellis on the attack. Castillo tries to collect it, and that's going to get down for a kill. So the Crimson Storm have clawed their way back. They trailed 17-13 earlier in this set and have used a little bit of a run to get back in it here. That's Madeline Lynch continuing to serve for SNU. Tigers on the right side attack. Terang there. Smith finds Thomas, who's kept alive by the Tigers. And the attack there from Tabitha Huckabee doesn't get over the net. And just like that, folks, the Crimson Storm have tied the match here in this first set. And boy, would that be some momentum if they were able to steal this first set, essentially, because it seems like they've been outplayed by the Tigers in the first set. On the left side, it's Camp. Good dig by Madeline Lynch. Smith to Ellis. Down for the kill. The Crimson Storm. What a valiant comeback this has been in this first set here. They're looking to take the early 1-0 set lead. As head coach Kevin Ingram over there on the right corner of your screen giving instructions to Lynch. Tigers, Camp on the left side. Out the back. And the Tigers seem like they have just lost some momentum here. And SNU now just 2 points away from taking this first set. They've been on quite a little run here. Lynch served there. The Tigers attack the middle. That's going to get down for a kill. That was Emily Lowe. Great pass there from Joni Schneider. So we saw earlier in the match Timmy Faiga come in to set, and then they switched out Joni Schneider in there. So now Faiga back in the game serving. The Tigers have elected to go with a couple different setters in this first opening frame as Ellis going to attack. Kept alive. Faiga sets the middle. Matthews pushes it back over, and the Tigers just got to push it over. SNU can attack here. Smith to Ellis. Down for the kill. And just like that, folks, it is set point now. Here in the opening frame, Megan Ellis is going to be serving. She said this will be huge if the Crimson Storm can pick up this first set. Faiga in the middle. Sets Riley Fielder, a 5'10 sophomore from Little Rock, who keeps the set alive with the kill. That was Fielder's third kill of the opening frame. So here's Smith to Terang. Down for the kill. And just like that, folks, the Crimson Storm take set number one, 25-23. We'll take a quick break. When we come back, we'll break down that first set, give you some stats, and get you ready for set number two. Don't go anywhere on the Storm Sports Network. We'll be right back. Welcome back inside the Sawyer Center here on the Storm Sports Network. The Crimson Storm takes set number one, 25-23, as they started off a little slow, and it seemed like for the most part of that first set, the Tigers dominated. But the Crimson Storm in the back half of that set really came alive. They finished hitting the first set 341, while the Tigers hit 220. Crimson Storm tallied 18 kills to the Tigers 16. Ouachita did have two service aces, while the Crimson Storm had one service error, and the Tigers did have one block. A little bit of individual leaders here for Southern Nazarene. Bailey Terang led the way in that opening set. She didn't hit well, only hit 143, but had 5 kills to go along with 6 digs in the opening frame. Right behind her was Megan Ellis, who hit very well, hit 444 in the opening frame, 4 kills. As Kayla Thomas and Sunny Bachelet, each with 3 kills in that first set. Kylie Smith with 17 assists in that opening frame there for SNU. We talked about how she leads the NCAA Division II in assists on the year with 758 coming into the match. And she is just about 300 assists away from moving into second all-time in school history and has an eye on that all-time career record with 12 matches remaining in the regular season and a few more, obviously, in the postseason if the Crimson Storm can push that far. But for Ouachita Baptist, it was Adriana Noli and Emily Lowe leading the way for the Tiger attack. They each had 4 kills, as Riley Fielder also had 3 kills on her 4 attempts, so she hit very well. Cagle and Camp each with 2, as the Tigers kind of split setters in that opening frame. They went with Faiga, who finished with 8 assists, and Schneider, who came off the bench with 6 assists for the for the Tigers. So it'll be interesting to see what the Tigers elect to do in set number 2 now. They trail 1-0. We'll see if they keep with Faiga and bring Schneider in off the bench again as well. But nonetheless, that was a big first set win for Southern Nazarene as the teams flip sides here and we get ready for set number 2. The Tigers obviously finished hitting 220 in set one, while the Crimson Storm hit 341. The 7 attack errors is what killed the Tigers down the stretch of that first set. They had 7, while the Crimson Storm had 4 in the opening frame of this contest here. So here we go. We start set number 2 inside the Sawyer Center with Megan Ellis serving for the Crimson Storm. As I mentioned, this is the first matchup of the season for these two teams, and the only contest, as the opening point here continues as Smith going to set Terang. Tigers keep it alive here. Faiga sets the right side. Lynch right there. They set Thomas. What a rally this has been so far in the first point. Great dig by Madeline Lynch. Smith to Terang. What a great dig by Shannon Hogan, as the attack there from Katie Camp doesn't get over the net. And boy, howdy, that was quite a rally to get things going in set number 2. As we said, SNU taking the first set here, so Ellis will be back to serve again. Faiga sets the middle, and that's going to get down for a kill. Riley Fielder evening the match here at 1 apiece. As Lexi Castillo goes back to serve for the Tigers, the 5'1" sophomore libero from Greenwood, Arkansas. So here's Smith setting Terang again on that left side and tries to get him at back corner, but just sails out of play. So attacking error there for Bailey Terang, as Tigers take an early 2-1 lead here in set number 2. So here's Smith setting Thomas on the right side, kept alive. They're going to try, or Smith's going to dump it off there. The Tigers were ready for it. And on the attack there on the right side was almost blocked by Thomas and Terang, but nonetheless going to get down as a kill for Riley Fielder. So both teams kind of traded points early in that first set before the Tigers kind of broke off and took a lead. As Terang gets one down, what a great dig by Faiga to keep that thing alive. So Matthews, Smith, Terang. Oh my goodness, what an excellent dig by Hogan. They are digging very well in the second frame. As Thomas gets one down, that's going to get down for a kill. I tell you, Bailey Terang leads the conference in kills. And right there, she had 2 attacks that normally are kills for her, but great defensive plays from the Tigers to keep them alive, as Hogan and Faiga both were able to corral him, but nonetheless, Crimson Storm able to still get the point as Grimes checks out, as Crimson Storm looking to reset their defense here as Castillo continues to serve. And they actually gave that last point to Ouachita. Not sure what happened on that one, but nonetheless, the Crimson Storm get the point back here from Thomas. It's now 4-2. I was looking at the stat sheet and didn't even notice that the Tigers were continuing to serve. But nonetheless, now the Crimson Storm serving. Kayla Thomas. Faiga sets the middle to Nolly, and they're going to call an error. Blocking error on the Crimson Storm. They'll get down for a point for the Tigers. So Ouachita was able to get it out to a 4-point lead in that that first set before the Crimson Storm came back and won it. And so their lead is currently 3. Smith over to Terang and gets down for a kill. That's one thing SNU, they like to spread the ball around quite a bit on the offense, but there's no debate on who their offense runs through, and that's Bailey Terang. As Kylie Smith back to serve for SNU. And a near ace. Actually, it is going to be an ace for Kylie Smith, as Katie Camp couldn't corral it back there on the back line. So that's the first ace of the match for Southern Nazarene, as Ouachita had 2 in the first set. So here we go as the Tigers push it over here. Ellis on the dig. Over to Terang, who pushes it over, and another great dig by Faiga, and they can't get it back over the net. So the SNU offense continuing to get into rhythm here as they're hitting .278 for the match, while Ouachita hitting .216. And Smith's serve can't catch the back line, and that's going to be the second service error on Kylie Smith. Crimson Storm only have two, and they both come from the senior, the captain, Kylie Smith. So Joni Schneider checks back in for the Tigers for Faiga, and Schneider going to pick up an ace. So the third service ace of the match for Ouachita Baptist. As we've seen this sub for Ouachita having Schneider come in to set. So Smith over to Terang, gets it down. What a great dig. Kept alive here. Cagle on this left side gets down just out of play. Abby Cagle couldn't get it to find the corner there, so the point will go to the Crimson Storm. So still early on in the second set, with Ouachita taking a 7-6 lead. Here inside the Sawyer Center, and what's the first of many events this weekend that's going to get down as an ace for Bailey Terang. Second ace of the match, both coming in the second set, but as I was saying, as it's 7-7, this is the first of many events going on this weekend for SNU at home. More volleyball tomorrow to go along with football and men's soccer. Nolly tries to find the back corner, Terang right there. Back to Bachelet. Corralled by the Tigers. Castillo sets the right side. Crimson Storm are ready for it. Logan Matthews sets Bachelet. Going to get down for a kill. So an unlikely assist there from Logan Matthews as Sunny Bachelet picks up her fourth kill already for the Crimson Storm. And head coach Kevin Ingram had just nothing but positive things to say about Sunny Bachelet this season. 6'3", she's a freshman. Got some more developing to do, but for the most part has done her job well as she nearly gets a block there. It's kept alive. They reset her, and then she gets another kill. So Sunny Bachelet entered today's match with 115 kills, which was fourth on the team. And like we said, head coach Kevin Ingram, I believe, touched on it in a couple interviews this season, talking about the impact she's made and the impact that she will be able to make over the next 3 seasons for the Crimson Storm as she continues to develop. Crimson Storm lead by 2 here as Nolly tries to push one over. Great dig by Smith to keep it alive. So the Tigers going to attack here. They set the right side, and another great dig by Kylie Smith to keep that thing alive. They set Nolly in the middle, and that's a block from Bailey Grimes and Sunny Bachelet. Man, what a great defensive performance that was. Head coach Kevin Ingram loves it. And so does the crowd. The Crimson Storm take a 10-7 lead here in set number 2. We'll take a break here on the Storm Sports Network. Welcome back inside the Sawyer Center. The Crimson Storm have really found their rhythm on the defensive side of the net here as they lead 10-7 here in set number 2 as that's Aaron Rogers there or Haven Rogers, as the Tigers get the kill. Haven Rogers checks in for the Crimson Storm off the bench, the 5'3" sophomore from Burleson, Texas, as the Tigers pick up a point there. So they see Rogers comes in to serve on specific occasions, and she's already checked back out of the game as Adriana Nolly checks in serving for the Tigers, as Smith sets the middle, and I don't believe that ever got over the net. It's going to be an attacking error there from number 11, Bailey Grimes. So this set, just like the first one, no team really creating any kind of separation except the Tigers did create it in that first set. Ellis on the left side picks up a big kill for Southern Nazarene. That was the 5th kill of the match for Megan Ellis, as Bailey Terang continues to lead the way with 7 kills, while Ellis and Bachelet each have 5. So the Crimson Storm there pick up an ace courtesy of Logan Matthews. So after not picking up any aces in that first set, the Crimson Storm now with 3 in just the first part of the second set. So here's the Tigers. On that right side, I believe that was Tabitha Huckabee picking up the kill as Kylie Smith couldn't corral the dig there. It's 12-10 here inside the Sawyer Center in set number 2. As Shannon Hogan serving for the Tigers. Bachelet comes back in and picks up a quick kill. So she now has 6 as Madeline Lynch checks back in. Bachelet checks out. So not only does Sunny Bachelet have 6 kills, but she also leads the team with a .667 hitting percentage so far. Very good start. Castillo pushes it over for the Tigers. Smith sets Thomas, and the Tigers can't corral it. That's going to be a kill for Kayla Thomas. So now their lead is 4, which is the largest of the second set, largest of the match for the Crimson Storm. In this contest, they picked up the first set, 25-23, for those of you just tuning in. The Tigers set the right side here, kept alive. Smith, the dump off, corralled by Shannon Hogan. They set camp, and she's going to pick up a kill on the left side. So Huckabee checks out, and Joni Schneider checks out for the Tigers. Faiga checks back in, and she will be serving for Ouachita Baptist. Matthews corrals it. Smith nearly runs into Thomas there, so Ellis just has to push it over. Tigers attack the middle. Matthews going to set Ellis. Tipped and kept alive, and it hits the backboard, and that's going to indicate a point for SNU. The Tigers originally thought they could play that ball. The ball ricocheted off of the back line there. I believe that was Castillo and hit the backboard, but once it hits the backboard, it's deemed as dead. So 15-11, Ellis serving for SNU, and that ball's going to fly out of play. And that is going to be the 3rd service error of the match for the Crimson Storm, although it hasn't cost them yet. Still, head coach Kevin Ingram would like to clean that up as Terang attacks the left side. Great dig by Castillo to keep that alive. Camp on the left side gets it down for a kill. For as well as Bailey Terang has been swinging so far in this match, the Tigers have been right there making great defensive plays. She does lead all players with 7 kills, Terang, however. They set her again on the left side. Hogan, Faiga to Nolly. Kill by Adriana Nolly. She just dumped it off right in the middle there, and SNU wasn't ready for it. And now, quick 3-0 run here for the Ouachita Baptist Tigers. And there's the first service error of the match for Ouachita Baptist. They've been clean for the first set and a half here. as Kayla Thomas will step back to serve. Faiga sets the middle with Nolly, gets down for another kill. So back and forth this second set. Very similar, like we said. Ouachita Baptist got up to a 17-13 lead in that first set. That's the biggest lead from any side on the match there. Other than that, it's really been very close, within 3 points most of the way so far in this one. As Turang tacks the left side, corralled by Castillo. Tigers just have to push it over. Smith in the middle for Grimes. It's kept alive. Matthews, Smith to Turang. Tigers defense keeps it alive. Smith going to set the middle with Grimes. Tries to find the back corner. They were trying to say it was tipped, but it is not, and the Tigers have just tied the match. So 16 apiece here in set number 2 inside the Sawyer Center. Been a great match so far for those tuning in. Ellis attacks the middle and gets down on the back line. Great play by Megan Ellis to get that thing in the backside. Bachelet checks back in. Madeline Lynch will check out. Kylie Smith serving for SNU. Faiga sets the middle. Great dig by Logan Matthews. And they're just going to push it over here. So Nolly tries to attack the back corner, but the Stormer right there. Bachelet. Here's Faiga. Setting Cagle. Kept alive by Matthews. Smith to Turang. Down for the kill, Bailey Turang. Picking up her 8th kill of the match. So 18-16 here for Southern Nazarene's lead in set number 2. Both teams, I feel like, have played very well so far in this first match. Not a ton of errors, really, on either side. Unforced errors, I should say, and that's going to be one for Abby Cagle. As the Crimson Storm open up a 19-16 lead here in set number 2. They're looking to go up 2-0. We'll take a break after an Ouachita timeout. We'll see if they can close it out. Set number 2 here on the Storm Sports Network. Welcome back to the Storm Sports Network here inside the Sawyer Center as SNU looking to take a 2-0 lead. They lead 19-16 here in set number 2. Kylie Smith serving for SNU, and that's going to get down for an ace. I don't know if the Tigers just weren't ready for that or Smith just put that in a spot where nobody could get it, but nonetheless, that's Smith's second ace of the set. They lead 20-16. Nearly gets another one here as the Tigers pick it up. And a near kill for the Tigers, but it's kept alive. Castillo, Faiga in the middle to Nolly, down for the kill for Ouachita Baptist. So we'll see what head coach Allison Frizzle-Kaiser drew up in that last timeout for Ouachita Baptist to try to avoid her team going down 2-0 to Southern Nazarene. As Smith going to set the middle with Grimes. It's kept alive, back on the right side, pushed over. That's going to get down for a kill. That was Tabitha Huckabee. Huckabee, the 6'3 senior from North Richland Hills, Texas. Able to get that one down. So it's 20-18 here. Ellis, Smith, over to Terang. Kept alive by Camp. Schneider just trying to handle it there. The Tigers have to push it over. Storm can attack. In the middle, it's Grimes. Kept alive there. Great recovery by Matthews. Ellis pushes it over. Schneider in the middle of the Denali. Smith keeps it alive. Matthews going to set Terang. Now Schneider in the middle of the Denali again. That gets down for a kill. So 2 kills in a row for Adriana Nolly. And just like that, the Tigers are right back in it. They trail by 1. And because of that, that's going to spark a Crimson Storm timeout. It's 20-19. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back here on the Storm Sports Network. Welcome back inside the Sawyer Center here in Bethany, Oklahoma for this Great American Conference contest featuring Ouachita Baptist and your Southern Nazarene University Crimson Storm here on the Storm Sports Network. We're here in set number 2. The Crimson Storm trying to go up 2-0 on this Ouachita Baptist team who entered the match ranked tied for second in the conference in the standings at 4-1 with Arkansas Tech. So here we go. Tigers serving. Smith sets Grimes, kept alive by the Tigers. They're going to set Cagle on the left side. Terang right there. Smith to Bachelet. Schneider right there. Castillo going to set the left side. Matthews keeps it alive. Smith to Terang. Down for the kill. I think that linesman on the back right was unsure about what she wanted to call there, but the referee on the far side near the scorer's table was right there looking at it, so it was a good call. 21-19. Terang picks up her 9th kill of the match. Castillo on the dig there off the serve. A near block for the Crimson Storm, but it's kept alive. Smith to Bachelet. Down for the kill. Kylie Smith has really been great so far in this match, feeding all sorts of players for attacks. None more so than Sunny Bachelet. 22-19. Storm lead. Schneider to Nolly. Kept alive by Matthews. Smith back to Bachelet, and what a great dig by Smith. The attack at the net by Bailey Grimes gets down for a kill. So the Crimson Storm in the last half of the first and second set, these points when they get close to 20, very crucial points, and the Storm have won all of them so far essentially in these first 2 sets. As Haven Rogers comes in to serve for SNU. Tigers set Cagle on the left side, kept alive by Matthews, Smith, and they are going to call an attacking error at the net by Ouachita Baptist, and just like that, it is set point. So the Crimson Storm 1 point away here from taking a 2-0 lead. Cagle. Rogers collects it on the back line. Back to Bachelet. Great dig in the middle there by Schneider. Castillo. Over to Huckabee. The attack by Grimes. That's going to be a block at the net by Adriana Nolly. That was a great play. She was right there in position to make that play to keep this thing alive for Ouachita Baptist. So the captain of the Tigers, Nolly, back to serve. Smith in the middle for Grimes. It's kept alive. And they just have to push it over here. See if the Storm can close it out. Smith to Ellis. Down for the kill. She put that in a great position where Cagle could not get it. And just like that, Southern Nazarene will take a 2-0 lead over Ouachita Baptist. We'll take a quick break. When we come back, we'll break down set number 2 and get you ready for the third set here inside the Sawyer Center. Don't go anywhere here on the Storm Sports Network. Welcome back to the Storm Sports Network here inside the Sawyer Center. Southern Nazarene wins the first 2 sets and will look to close it out here in set number 3. Ouachita Baptist saw their hitting percentage in that second set fall to below 200, now hitting 198 for the match. Crimson Storm hitting 273. They lead in kills with 33 compared to 28 for the Tigers. 11 attack errors for the Tigers compared to 9 for SNU. Really, the service aces is what won the Crimson Storm that second set. They didn't get any in set number 1 and came back in set number 2 and had 4, while the Tigers picked up 2 service aces in set number 1 and 1 in set number 2. Tigers have 2 blocks in the match the Crimson Storm have 3 blocks, all picked up in the second set as well, while the Tigers have 1 as well. Some leaders for Ouachita Baptist real quick. Adriana Nolly leads the way for the Tigers with 10 kills. She's the only player in double figures on either side. That's a game-high 10 kills for Nolly. Fielder has 6 kills, while Emily Lowe with 4, Camp and Huckabee each with 3 for Ouachita Baptist. Bailey Terang leads the way for SNU, 9 kills in the contest, while Megan Ellis right behind her with 8 kills, but a .471 hitting percentage, while Sunny Bachelet coming off the bench with 7 kills and a .500 hitting percentage. Kylie Smith in 2 sets alone with just 30 assists already in these first 2 frames. She had 17 in the first, 13 in set number 2. She'll look to get that number over 40 here in set number 3. So the Crimson Storm, as we said, have on the offensive side, they have looked very good. It's all started with Smith too. She's put the ball right where it needs to be on these sets. That's what's resulted in these high hitting percentages for Ellis and Bachelet. So here we go, set number 3 here inside the Sawyer Center. Tigers are going to get it. It's Faiga. Smith sets Thomas on the right side, kept alive by Faiga. Castillo sets Camp, kept alive by Terang. Smith attacks the back right corner, but Castillo's right there ready for it. Camp down for the kill on the left side for Ouachita Baptist. So we'll see if head coach Allison Frizzle-Kaiser will have something devised for her Tigers to get back into this ball game and get some early momentum in this third set. Thomas attacks the middle there. It's kept alive by the Tigers. Smith back to Thomas. That's going to get down for a kill. So the Tigers, it seems to be that their first time digging on attacks from SNU have been good. It's just that second time when they push it over the net, they can't get back in front of it for a second straight time. So Hogan there on the dig, sets on the left side. It's Camp, and that's going to get down for a kill for Ouachita Baptist. So as we said, I mean, I know the Crimson Storm lead this thing 2-0, but the Tigers have not played a bad match. Both these teams have played very well so far. SNU has just gotten the points when they've really needed them in important situations. Terang on attacking the left side, kept alive here. Back over to Camp, who's going to push it over. Terang keeps it alive. The attack by Smith gets down for the kill. That Kylie Smith dump off is so difficult to defend and so difficult to prepare for because she does so well with making it seem like she's setting it. Very quick, very efficient. 2-2 here. Kayla Thomas on the serve. Nolly in the middle there. Nearly gets down for a kill, but it's kept alive by Megan Ellis. They reset. Nolly in the middle. That's going to get down for a kill. So Adriana Nolly picks up her 11th kill of the match to lead all players so far here inside the Sawyer Center. So Katie Camp goes back to serve for the Tigers. Smith over to Terang. Kept alive here. Faiga sets the left side and fielder. Ellis right there. Terang again. Castillo has done an excellent job on that back line in this match. Back in the middle, we got quite a volley going on here as Smith sets Terang. That's Ellis, and another great dig by Castillo. Fielder down, kept alive. Quite a volley here. Back on the right side. Kept alive. Faiga to Nolly, down for the kill. Boy, howdy, that's one of those points, folks, that if you're on the wrong side of that, that can really change the momentum of this match. You work so hard and battle for so long. You see players' hands on their knees. Everybody's tired after that one rally. Tigers come up on the good end of that one as Terang comes right back, and Castillo takes it in the stomach there but keeps it alive. And just like that, Adriana Nolly picks up another block. And as we said, it's one of those things where that changes the momentum completely. So it's 5-2 in favor of Ouachita Baptist as they set the left side over there. Kept alive. Smith tries to dump it off. It's continued. Smith back over to Terang. And the point's going to go to the Tigers. Apologize. We try to get the correct score for you on the screen. As 6-2 Ouachita here in set number 3, and they're going to take a 6-2 lead. And head coach Kevin Ingram calls timeout. We'll take one with him. Set number 3, Ouachita Baptist leads 7-2. We'll be right back on the Storm Sports Network. Welcome back here inside the Sawyer Center here on the Storm Sports Network. We've got the scoreboard fixed here in set number 3 as the Tigers come out with some energy. As expected, as it's 7-2 here in set number 3, and being down 2-0 will get some energy sparked into you as SNU able to pick up a point there. Kylie Smith back to serve. And Tigers going to pick up another point here. So it's 8-3. Ouachita coming out in this third set with some fiery energy here to get back into the ball game. As Joni Schneider checks back in, continuing to serve for the Tigers. Nearly gets an ace there as the Storm just going to have to push it over, and yep, that's going to be an ace for the Tigers. So this is always the hardest thing, especially with a team like Ouachita Baptist who comes into the match tied for second in the conference. It's hard to sweep a team like this. It's pretty much anticipated as Terang gets one down for the kill. Ouachita Baptist is one of those teams that they've got too much talent on that team to give up, and so difficult to close out in 3 sets. Nonetheless, SNU trails 9-4. Bailey Terang back to serve for the Crimson Storm. On the left side, it's Fielder. Smith attacking the back corner. Nobody's there, and that's a kill for Kylie Smith. So dangerous when you've got such a valuable weapon in Smith, who's so good setting the ball, but her court awareness off the charts as well to find those corners. 9-5, they trail. Ellis on the attack. Really, you can give that point to Bailey Terang because with her serve, so difficult to defend. The dig goes over the net right into the arm of Megan Ellis, who just puts it away. Tigers stood no chance on that one. This serve comes in your screen about 100 miles an hour, it seems like, and so difficult to defend as Nolly finds the back right corner. That's just one of those veteran plays from the senior from Denton, Texas. She's been around long enough to know her court awareness alongside with Smith's very good. They lead 10-6. Smith to Ellis in the middle. Kept alive by Camp. On the right side, it's Huckabee. And they are going to call a blocking error on Southern Nazarene. So 11-6 here in set number 3. Smith over to Ellis. Kept alive, nearly a block. Battle at the net there, and that point's going to go to Ouachita. So just a wild sequence at the net there. This is the largest lead of the match for any side here, 12-6. Smith to Bachelet, kept alive by the Tigers. Schneider sets the left side, and that point's going to go to SNU. The Tigers are saying the Storm touched it, but nonetheless, the officials are not having it, so that point will go to the Crimson Storm. It's always so tough there to see at the net if the ball was really touched or not. There haven't been any of those calls so far in this match. Logan Matthews serving for SNU, and that's going to be an ace. Logan Matthews able to get that thing down. (12-8), Tigers lead here in set number 3. And that is going to be a service error. So we follow up a service ace by Matthews to a service error. The fourth service error of the match for SNU. So here we go off the Tiger serve. Smith to Bachelet. Castillo tries to keep it alive. That's going to be a kill for Sonny Bachelet. So Bachelet will check out. Haven Rogers checking in for the Crimson Storm. And Rogers will be serving, the 5'3 sophomore from Burleson, Texas. Seen some good time off the bench for SNU this year. And she's going to come right in and get an ace. How about that, folks? Make that 6 service aces in the match now. They didn't have any in set number 1. All 6 of these coming in the last 2 sets. It's 13-10. Schneider sets camp on the left side. What a great dig attempted dig by Logan Matthews. It's going to be a kill for the Tigers. So it's really no question who the Tigers are going to here down the stretch. It's Adriana Nolly and Katie Camp, they're 2 seniors, to try to keep them from falling to a 3-0 sweep here. Smith to Ellis. Down for the kill, Megan Ellis. Oh, no, they're going to say it was an attack error on the Crimson Storm. Even fooled our stats guy down at the table. Already had it in there. It was a kill. So not the only one on that play who was fooled. So here's Smith to Thomas on the right side. Kept alive by Rogers. Smith to the other side finds Ellis. Castillo keeping it alive. Smith in the middle Terang. Down for the kill, Bailey Terang. She's such a dangerous weapon. She can attack you at the net, and she also can attack you back in the midsection of the court, as we saw in that last play. So Megan Ellis will be back serving for the Crimson Storm. And that serve is going to go out of play to the Tigers. So 5 service errors now for Crimson Storm. That can be one thing I'm sure head coach Kevin Ingram will talk about in the post-game interview. Smith to Terang. Down for the kill. No answer so far for Bailey Terang in this one. She now has 13 kills to lead the way for the Crimson Storm. Her hitting percentage starting to creep back up a little bit. They set the middle, and that's going to be a kill for the Tigers. That was Adriana Nolly. So 17-12, looking very much like the Tigers could force a 4th set here inside the Sawyer Center. Near ace as the Storm have to push it over. Faiga over across the way to Fielder, and that's a kill for the Tigers. So 18-12, head coach Kevin Ingram going to take his final timeout of the set. And we'll take one with him here in set number 3. Ouachita Baptist leads 18-12. We'll be right back here on the Storm Sports Network. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the SNU Storm Sports Network. Ouachita Baptist, we knew they'd come back in set number 3 with some vengeance, and they're showing it here. 18-12 is our score. Ellis in the middle. Castillo back there to keep it alive. Smith attacks the corner and gets down for another kill. So Kylie Smith picks up her 4th kill of the ball game. You might not think that might be significant, but as a setter, very much so it is. And she will go back to serve. Castillo, Faiga to Fielder. Ellis keeping it alive. Smith to Terang. Down for the kill. Head coach Kevin Ingram is one of the best in the conference, if not the best, coming out of timeouts. And they get a quick 2 points here. Smith serving here. An ace for the Crimson Storm. 7th service ace of the ball game. And just like that, folks, head coach Allison Frizzle-Kaiser not happy with what she sees. Timeout on the court. We'll take one with him. 18-15, Ouachita Baptist trying to hang on and force a 4th set. We'll be right back here on the SNU Storm Sports Network. We're back after the timeout from Ouachita Baptist. Set number 3 here inside the Sawyer Center. SNU taking the first 2. And the Tigers are going to, they're going to give the point to the Crimson Storm. So after that unlucky break for the Tigers, it's 18-16. Fielder on the attack, gets down for the kill. So they're able to come right back. 19-16 is our score. Although the Tigers have dominated every facet of this 3rd set, SNU still not out of it. Smith in the middle, Terang. Block from Adriana Nolly. My goodness, she has been dominant in this match. Adriana Nolly has 3 of the team's 4 blocks in the contest. 20-16, Sunny Bachelet kept alive at the net, and they're going to push it over. Coach Kevin Ingram wanted an error there. They didn't call it, but that's going to go to the Tigers. So that lead has now been pushed to 5 for Ouachita Baptist here in set number 3. Service error there from Ouachita Baptist. That was Schneider. Couldn't get that one to go down. Just the 2nd service error of the match for Ouachita. Bailey Terang back to serve. And these are the points now where SNU has dominated all game. We'll see if they can take advantage and get back in it here. Attacking error from Katie Camp. 21-18. SNU trying to chip away back into that lead, with Terang continuing to serve. And that's going to be an ace from Bailey Terang, and she's excited, and as she should be. The 8th ace of the ball game for Southern Nazarene. 21-19 our score. And that one's going to be out. So just like that, the lead back up to 3. As Adriana Nolly back to serve for the Tigers. Smith to Ellis. Kept alive by Camp. Schneider over here to Huckabee. Off the shoulder of Sonny Bachelet. Back to the other end of the court here. Good dig by Matthews. Smith to Bachelet. Kept alive. Schneider going to set the middle. Oh, and that's going to catch the line. What a great play there by Emily Lowe to find that corner. So 23-19 Ouachita. That could have been the dagger here in this third set. And very well, much so looks like it could be. Service ace for the Tigers here, and now it is set point as they look to extend this match to a fourth set. Nolly continuing to serve for Ouachita. Smith to Ellis. Camp keeps it alive. Schneider back to Fielder. Great dig by Logan Matthews. Attack at the net. What a great play by Nolly to keep that thing alive. Good heavens, and that point's going to the Tigers. And just like that, the Ouachita Baptist Tigers have forced a fourth set. They take the third set, 25-19. We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll break down the third set, get you ready for the fourth. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back here on the Storm Sports Network. Welcome back to the Storm Sports Network here inside the Sawyer Center. As scoreboard currently reads, Ouachita Baptist leads, but now showing the correct one, SNU leads 2-1 after the Tigers took set number 3, 25-19. I tell you, both these teams have played very well on the offensive side of the ball. We've seen some good offense. We've seen some great defense from both sides. Both teams over 60 digs in the contest, as Ouachita actually hitting higher hitting percentage than the Crimson Storm. 233 for Ouachita, 225 for the Crimson Storm. SNU has 8 service aces while the Tigers have 5. But the Crimson Storm do have 6 service errors, just 2 for Ouachita Baptist. Adriana Nolly has continued to lead the way for the Tigers, and we can see why she's the captain. 15 kills, 2 digs, hitting .429 in the contest on 28 attempts. She and Fielder are the only ones in double figures for the Tigers. Fielder with 10 kills, Camp with 6. For Southern Nazarene is Bailey Terrain leading the way with 14 kills, hitting .200, while Megan Ellis has 9 kills, and Sonny Bachelet with 8. Kylie Smith with 37 assists in the contest. So here we go. We're ready for set number 4 here inside the Sawyer Center. We'll see if the Crimson Storm can bounce back after dropping a set, close it out in 4, or we'll see if the Tigers can force the 5th set. Bailey Terang will lead things off here in set number 4. And it's going to lead off with a service error. So make that 7 service errors now for the Crimson Storm in the contest. So here's Smith to Bailey Grimes. Castillo on the backside keeping it alive, pushed over. Smith to Bachelet, corralled by Castillo. Faiga over on the left side gets down. That's going to be a kill. Oh, they're going to call an attacking error on Katie Camp. Well, that's what I was about to say. The head referee down here indicated it was SNU's point. And I think the Tigers thought that they got that point. So, nonetheless, Adriana Nolly having a word with our head referee today, Mr. Hunter Gomez, at the net. For those who don't know, only the captains are allowed to speak to the head official. So Adriana Nolly for Ouachita and Kylie Smith has that honor for SNU. So after some of the confusion there on the court, it's 1-1. SNU gets the point, and that's going to be another service error for the Crimson Storm. Head coach Kevin Ingram has to not be pleased with what he's seen on serving the ball. I mean, you do have 8 service errors, but at the same time you got 8 service aces. So really been hit or miss there for the Crimson Storm as Ellis puts one into the crowd here off the arms of Katie Camp. As Crimson Storm even the matchup at 2 apiece. Madeline Lynch back to serve for the Crimson Storm, 5'7" freshman from Stillwater, Oklahoma. Seen a lot of playing time so far in this one. And at the net, they're going to call an error on the Crimson Storm, so that point will go to. No, they're going to go to the Crimson Storm. Man, I'd say these officials have not indicated very well what's going on, and head coach Allison Frizzle-Kaiser has a word with the side judge over there. There was no indication on the point there. Kylie Smith had a word with Hunter Gomez, but nonetheless, it was an error at the net by the Tigers. 3-2. They attack the left side. Smith to Ellis. Dumps it off, kept alive by Fielder. Faiga sets the right side, and that is going to go to Audrey Gallagher. So just like that, we're tied back up at 3 here in the 4th set. As Joni Schneider checks back in to serve for the Tigers, the 5'7" freshman from Garland, Texas. Alternating time with Faiga, and that was just a good serve because it allowed Lynch to put it right over the net, right to the arms of Nolly for the kill. So credit Schneider on that serve there as she gives the Tigers a 4-3 lead here in set number 4. Smith sets Ellis in the middle. And what are they going to call here? They're going to say it was tipped at the net, so that's going to go to the Crimson Storm. So the kill for Megan Ellis there from Kylie Smith, and Ellis will step back to serve for the Crimson Storm. Schneider sets the middle, kept alive. Smith to Terang. Now the Tigers going to set the left side here, pushed over. Smith again, back to Terang. Great dig by Castillo. Schneider pushes it over to the left side. Continued. Smith on the dump off. Nolly tries to corral it, and they're just going to push it over to the back. Smith to Thomas in the middle. Here comes another one of those long volleys we've seen a couple of already. Kept alive at the net. Tigers going to push it over. And now the Storm of Bailey Terang will attack and find the back corner. What a great play by Bailey Terang. Castillo was kind of left in no man's land out there on the back line and couldn't quite get over there in time to make the play. Kill for Bailey Terang. And on that serve there from Megan Ellis, I don't know if that just went off her hand wrong or what, but nearly hit the Ouachita bench over there. And that is now the 10th service error in the match for the Crimson Storm. It's 5-5. Terang down for the kill on the left side. Bailey Terang, time and time again, has come through for this Crimson Storm offense. And in this very important fourth set here, SNU trying to build some momentum here. Schneider over to Huckabee. And Huckabee's height over there at 6'3", able to get it back in that corner as Logan Matthews checks back in, replacing Kayla Thomas for the Crimson Storm, while Fielder checks out, and Shannon Hogan back in for Ouachita. Hogan serving. Smith to Terang in the middle. We don't usually see that, but she hits it out of play. We don't see Bailey Terang swinging from the dead center of the net like that, right at the net. We see her serving kind of in the back half in the middle, but not attacking from the net often. Hogan on the serve. Smith finds Terang, down for the kill. If it ain't broke, don't fix it, folks, as Bailey Terang now picks up her 17th kill in the game, following up an excellent 18-kill performance, and she needed 12 kills coming into the match to move into third all-time in school history, and I believe that's what she did today. So Tigers picking up a point here. As it's now 8-7 in favor of Ouachita Baptist. So Faiga in to serve for the Tigers. They set Terang again. Castillo there to pick it up. Faiga over to Camp. Great dig by Logan Matthews. Smith sets Bachelet down for the kill. Sonny Bachelet evens the match at 8 apiece. Bailey Terang on the serve, and she is in a different zone right now, both attacking at the net and serving. 9th service ace in the game for the Crimson Storm. And make that 10. 2 in a row from Bailey Terang, as the Tigers really just have no answer at the moment. That's the third ace in the ball game. Fourth ace in the ball game for Bailey Terang. Crimson Storm lead 10-8 here in set number 4. How about 3 in a row, folks? When's the last time you've seen that? Unbelievable from Bailey Terang. She gets the Storm an 11-8 lead here in set number 4. We'll take a break here on Storm Sports Network. We'll be right back. Welcome back inside the Sawyer Center. Bailey Terang, if you just tuned in, picked up 3 aces in a row back there for the Crimson Storm, and she will take a quick break on the bench as Haven Rogers will check in to serve. Tigers pick it up here. Rogers going to set the left side over there with Ellis, kept alive by the Tigers. Smith, the great dig. Bachelet tries to keep it alive. Ellis pushing over. Faiga, dump off, doesn't get over the net. So now SNU in a position here. This is their largest lead of this fourth set, 12-8. They're trying to create some separation to take this in four, while the Tigers need to be careful not to let this thing get out of play. Faiga in the middle, and I don't believe it ever got over the net. Attacking error there for the Tigers. That was Audrey Gallagher at the net, the freshman. Oh, no, excuse me. They are going to say it was a blocking error on the Crimson Storm. My apologies. So the point will go to the Tigers. Castillo serving. Smith to Ellis. Down for the kill. Great play there by Megan Ellis as she picks up her 13th kill of the contest. Terang back in for the Crimson Storm. 13-9 is our score in set number 4. Faiga sets the right side. Terang there for the dig. Smith over to Ellis. Corralled by Castillo. Faiga sets camp. And Bailey Terang just never got a hold of that on the back line. It's going to go as a point for the Tigers. They cut the deficit to 3 for the time being. Katie Camp back to serve for Ouachita. And her serve's going to find the net. So just the third service error, however, for Ouachita in this contest. They've managed their errors well there. 16 attack errors at the net, 17 attack errors for the Crimson Storm. 11 aces and 9 attack errors. If they get a double-double in that category, that'll be one to talk about with Kevin Ingram. Smith tries to attack the right side, and she's going to be hit with an attack error. So Ouachita subbing out. It's going to be Gallagher and Faiga checking out as Joni Schneider and Shannon Hogan check back in for Ouachita. So just about midway through set number 4 here inside the Sawyer Center. Smith to Thomas, down for the kill. You know, usually it's been kind of a quiet night for Kayla Thomas. She's got a quiet 7 kills in the contest, but obviously it's been Terang and Ellis that have been the highlights, and Bachelet, but don't think they can't get Kayla Thomas going in this contest. 15-11. Nolly tries to dump one off here. Smith to Terang in the middle. You're not stopping that, folks. This is just one of those games where Bailey Terang gets into a rhythm, and it's a rhythm that not many players in the country can get into. There's a reason she leads the GAC in kills, and folks, today you're seeing it on full display. That's really about all you can say on the matter. Is Megan Ellis serving. In the middle, it's Nolly. Great find there from Adriana Nolly to find that opening in the Storm defense to pick up the kill. So Adriana Nolly has been very, very good this afternoon for the Ouachita Baptist Tigers. Smith to Thomas, down for the kill. And now with a 5-point lead, we'll see how long Coach Frizzle Kaiser elects to keep out there before signaling time, as starting to get away from the Tigers here in the 4th set. Schneider in the middle. Continue. That's going to be a block for Bailey Grimes. And there's the timeout from head coach Allison Frizzle Kaiser. SNU, set number 4. They're looking to close it out here. They lead 18-12. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back right after the break. Welcome back to the Storm Sports Network here, streaming live from SNUathletics.com as the Crimson Storm looking to close out the Tigers here in 4 sets inside the Sawyer Center. A very good Ouachita Baptist Tigers team at that. As it's 18-12 here in set number 4. Schneider sets the left side over here. Kept alive, and now it's going to get down for a kill for the Tigers. So we'll see if Ouachita can make a push here down the stretch of this 4th set to make this interesting. But it has been all SNU in the past 10 points. Smith to Terang in the middle. Another kill for Bailey Terang. Terang now with 19 kills in the match. Service ace for Kylie Smith. And they now have 12 aces in the contest, which I believe is a season high for the Crimson Storm. Smith. Continued over by the Tigers. Bachelet tries to dump one off at the net. Continued, kept alive. And that's going to get down for a kill for the Tigers. So Terang did have 19 kills earlier in the season. Very first game of the year against Concordia. She has not hit 20 yet. And we'll see if she can pick up that 20th kill. Would be a season high for Terang. 20-14 our score. They set Terang. Faiga keeps it alive. Smith pushes the back right corner. Castillo right there, but goes right into the net. And that's going to be a point for the Crimson Storm. So the Crimson Storm have hits. It's going to be a service error there. So there it is. There's your double-double. 10 service errors, 12 service aces for the Crimson Storm. 12 is they tie their season high in aces on the year. And it's going to get down for another kill for the Tigers. So 21-16 here. Folks, the Tigers are not out of this contest, yes, by any means. And head coach Kevin Ingram very aware of that, and that he is going to signal for time. So 21-16, SNU still leading here in set number 4. Timeout on the court, we'll take it with them. We'll be right back here on the Storm Sports Network. Welcome back here inside the Sawyer Center. Ouachita trying to fight and continue to stay alive in this match. 21-16, they trail the Crimson Storm in set number 4. Smith to Ellis. Kept alive. Great play on the defensive side over there by Matthews. Nolly going to pick up a kill for the Tigers. 21-17, and this is where it could get dangerous here for the Crimson Storm. They've had all the momentum here in set number 4. They just cannot let the Tigers get back into it with some momentum. And that's a kill for Bailey Grimes for the Crimson Storm. 22-17 in set number 4. Logan Matthews back to serve. 3 points away from moving to 4-2 in the conference. Tigers are going to have to push this one over. Here's the time to attack for SNU. Smith to Thomas in the middle, kept alive by Castillo. Faiga over to Camp, blocked at the net. Oh, and they're going to call it. They're going to call an error on the Crimson Storm. Almost had it. Hogan checks out. Fielder checks in for Ouachita. 22-18. They still trail. Camp back to serve for Ouachita. Smith to Thomas in the middle. Castillo over to Gallagher, and that's going to go to the Crimson Storm. So a big crucial error there for Audrey Gallagher on the attack error. 23-18, Madeline Lynch back to serve for SNU. Smith pushes the back right. Castillo does a great job keeping that alive. Smith, Ellis. So here's Faiga in the middle of Denali, down for the kill. Tell you what, we know who the Tigers are going to put in position here down the stretch to make sure they stay alive in this game, and that is number 7, Adriana Nolly. She has been very, very dominant in this contest on both sides, on the offensive and defensive side. Smith, Thomas on the right side slide, kept alive. Castillo back over to Huckabee. Down for the kill. The 6'3 Huckabee gets one in there. Now cuts the lead to 3. 23-20. SNU looking for those final 2 points. Smith to Ellis. Down for the kill, Megan Ellis. Her 14th kill, and that is a season high for Megan Ellis. And we are now at match point. Tigers trying to keep it alive. Nolly pushes it over. Smith to Terang. Kept alive by the Tigers. Huckabee pushes over. Smith, Terang. Smith over the net. Castillo going to set the left side here. Continued. Huckabee. Smith. Matthews going to set the middle with Ellis. On the left side, continued. Smith, Terang. Ball game, ladies and gentlemen. And there it is. There's your season high for kills for Bailey Terang. 20 in the contest. SNU takes it. In 4 sets. 3-1. We'll take a quick break. When we come back, we'll hear from our SNU player of the match, Bailey Terang, and hear from head coach Kevin Ingram. Don't go anywhere. Right here on the Storm Sports Network. Welcome back to SNUathletics.com, the Storm Sports Network. We're here with the SNU player of the match, Bailey Terang. Bailey, I don't know if you're aware of this. Your 20 kills tonight moved you into third all-time in school history in career kills. So talk about just kind of what that means to you in your career here at SNU.
That really means a lot to me. Props to my setter, Kylie. I think she's awesome, and she's the reason why I have so many kills, and she just places the ball really well, and my middles really pull for me and leave me a lot of gaps, and so I'm able to get these kills. So if it weren't for my teammates, I would not be where I am today. So
you guys just took out a really good Ouachita Baptist team who came into the game 4-1 in the conference, tied for second. You won the first two sets. Talk about kind of how big it was to get those first two sets, knowing that they were going to come back fighting in that third.
Yeah, we knew that they were a very strong team that came back and played really hard. They're very similar to us in how we play, and so we knew that we had to get an up on them before, and we know that they're really strong in the third game, and so we knew that winning the first two were crucial for us. So
you also got really good offensive performances from Megan Ellis. She had a season-high 14 kills, and Sunny Bachelet, who came off the bench with 9 kills. So talk a little bit about Sunny. I don't know if we've mentioned much her on the post-game stuff, but as a freshman coming in off the bench, head coach has talked about her quite a bit and what she's brought to the table. Talk about what she provides, kind of that spark off the bench for you guys.
Yeah, she's an awesome player. I'm super proud of her. It's hard freshman year to come in and do what she does, and she's made a huge impact on our team, and she's just a player that we know that we could give the ball to in crunch situations, and she'll put it down for us. And so she's had to move positions a little bit, and I think she's done a great job at playing right side, and so I'm super proud of her.
So you guys will have a quick turnaround tomorrow morning, 11 a.m. against Henderson. Talk about kind of those games where you kind of got a quick turnaround on the next day. Talk about what kind of goes into that preparation tonight leading up into tomorrow.
Yeah, we take it one game at a time. So we focus on this game today, and then tonight we'll focus on the game tomorrow. And we're about to head back in the locker room and kind of talk about what's tomorrow going to look like, and what our game plan is for that, and just take it one day at a time and just prepare ourselves, get some rest tonight, and so we can play well tomorrow.
Well, Bailey, congrats on the win.
Thank you.
We'll be back here in just a second to hear from head coach Kevin Ingram right here after the break. Welcome back to the Storm Sports Network. I'm here with head coach Kevin Ingram. Coach, we just talked to Bailey, who picked up 20 kills, which is a season high for her, and she moved into third all-time in school history
awesome.
with career kills. So talk to her a little bit about it, but talk about just kind of what kind of Bailey has meant to the program last 4 years.
You know, Bailey's a special player. I always tell people all the time, I feel like if Bailey was a couple inches taller, I probably would have never even seen her. She's just that special of a player, tremendously athletic kid, and for her size does some amazing things. But she's not just a player that hits. Obviously, she gets 20 kills, but Bailey's so big for us with her serve, with her defense, how she serve receives for us. I mean, she's just a consistent player all the way around. What a true 6-rotation player is. That's Bailey to the T. So, I mean, she's a player that's going to be tough to replace for us next year for sure. So, but we're enjoying this last year for sure, and it's been fun to watch her. She kind of battled through an injury in the off season and basically had to just kind of re-examine and had some time to sit back and watch, and it kind of lit a fire underneath her and did some really good things over the summer in the sense of how she worked individually and in the weight room, and it's paying off for her this year.
Yeah, so looking at the stats, you guys, it's a double-double, but I don't know if it's a double-double you want to see in terms of 12 service aces, which ties a season high, but also 10 service errors. I figured that might be something you could bring up in the post game and cleaning that up for next game.
You know, I mean, a lot of people look at that and they go, man, it's a lot of service errors. But if you're serving aggressive, if you've got more aces than errors, then you're okay. You know, you're always just trying to stay ahead of that because you don't want to be giving up that many service errors and only have 6 aces in there. Then that's a problem. You know, you're not serving hard enough and you're trying to be too cautious with it. But I mean, we talk a ton about first ball contact, and when our first ball contact's good, we're extremely good. It was good again tonight. I mean, didn't start out that way in the first set, but once we settled in and started passing like we were capable of passing, then all of our hitters become live hitters for us. And then when you serve like that, you can make runs. So just trying to put the other team out of system.
Yeah, I also talked to Bailey about Sunny and kind of what she brings off the bench. Yeah. She had 9 kills tonight. Started off really well in those first couple sets. Talk about what she kind of provides off the bench and really making it tough on defenses to really kind of contain her.
Yeah, it's the missing piece that I feel like we didn't have last year. We didn't have a true right side last year that we could go to. And Sunny's not even a true right side. Sunny will eventually probably be a middle for us. But with the 2 middles that we have right now, we found a spot that she can be really, really good in, and it'll only make her that much better down the road in the middle as well, having the experience at the right side. But just having her size against the outside hitters and 3 of those rotations is huge. And then obviously the ability to put balls down, whether it be a high ball or a medium range ball or a ball that's even a quick set on that backside. Those are things that help us a ton to be lethal at all three spots on the net. And so it's hard for teams necessarily to know where we're going with the ball. When Kylie's doing a good job of spreading the ball around, which she usually does, it's hard for them to know we're going to find openings to swing in.
So talk a little bit now about the quick turnaround tomorrow against Henderson. Does anything change in terms of the preparation from a short turnaround like that, or does the same game plan kind of coexist moving forward?
You know, just that it's quicker. I mean, it's really the same game plan. I mean, we've already been preparing as coaches ourselves. We already kind of know what Henderson looks like. Obviously, if their video gets up from their game against OBU tonight, we'll try to take a look at it later on this evening if we get that opportunity to. If it's not up, I mean, I feel like we've got a pretty good gauge on what they're going to look like. For us, it's just the girls doing their part and being prepared, getting some rest tonight, and being ready for kind of an early morning start. But, man, we've had a lot more early morning starts than that. I mean, my first of the year, we were playing at 8:30 in the morning in California. So we're used to getting up and getting going. They'll know what they need to do and how important it'll be for them to show up and be ready in the morning.
Coach, congrats on the win tonight. Looking forward to seeing you in the morning. So again, SNU takes this one in 4 sets. We'll be back tomorrow on the Storm Sports Network as SNU takes on Henderson State. Tanner Stiles signing off. Have a great night, everybody.